Hi, welcome to this Physionic Extract, where I'll be showing you a bit of data on how infrared dry sauna may have a positive impact on coronary risk factors, or an individual with high blood pressure or coronary issues, heart disease issues in general.
Learn your body, a science-based education.
Now, this particular research comes out of a particular paper that I dissected, and I certainly have all of my notes as well as the paper itself and any amendments that I need to make after this releases down in the description box, so certainly check that out. With that said, however, a brief overview on how they went about this. They had individuals, men that were pretty young, 38 years old, 35 years old, and they had the vast majority of them be in this coronary risk factor group. So they had to have at least one coronary risk factor, meaning that they either had to have high cholesterol, had to have high blood pressure, something along those lines, high diabetes risk, blood sugar. One of those risk factors had to be elevated for them to be included in this particular group. And then they had 10 healthy individuals that were 35 years old, and those were kind of the baseline group, or kind of a comparison group. Now, then they added, for the intervention group, for the coronary risk factor group, they added one time a day for 15 minutes every single day for 2 weeks, dry sauna therapy at 60 degrees Celsius. And those individuals, after those 2 weeks, were then measured in terms of their blood markers and blood pressure and things of that nature, and especially in their endothelial function. So the ability for their veins and arteries to go through a process called vasodilation. So the better ability for your arteries to expand and collapse and expand gives an indication of their flexibility, their adaptability, and that's a good thing. That's typically something that you want. Now, before the study began, they found that those individuals with coronary risk factors had a worse endothelial function than the individuals that were considered in the healthy group, so by comparison. But then after the 2 weeks, those individuals with coronary risk factors had improved markers in a series of different markers, but the most telling marker is an improvement in this vasculature, this endothelial function. So their ability to adapt their vasculature based off of the flow, the blood flow that's going through that particular region of their artery. So some pretty interesting data here. However, I will say, because it's certainly important, that they did not actually have a control group. So they didn't actually have a placebo group. So if this effect of the dry sauna is because of the dry sauna, we cannot say based off of this data, because they didn't have a placebo group or a healthy individual group that underwent the sauna, or they had some sort of other intervention that may have cause the exact same effect. So we don't really have a comparison there, but what we can say is that there is a change. Something changed. Now, is that because of the sauna, or is that because of the placebo effect? That is up to you. That is certainly something that is up for interpretation. So with that said, we can say that there is a difference, there is an impact, but we don't know what the mechanism for that is, and if it's even due to the sauna. So with that said, I hope that you found it informative, and I hope I have the absolute pleasure of speaking with you in the next one. Have a good one, guys. See ya.